Hello and welcome along to another JA karting video from Three Sisters, and today we're in the Three Sisters Summer Sprint. We're in Group A and this is the first heat, and thanks to a good qualifying we're starting second on the grid just behind Emma, and we've got Lewis and Rich in pretty close order behind us. So we get away from the start line relatively well, but we drop a little bit behind Emma. We'd said originally that we were going to try and work together and get away from the chasing pack, and certainly Emma did a good job of that to begin with. But already I could tell that I'd got a pretty good car, so I knew that I was going to have some pace in a straight line. Emma gets some good traction through Luna, but I can see that I'm catching her down the straight, and we're not really even in the slipstream here, so I'm just going to try and get my head down and try and catch Emma. And as we come through the last couple of corners, you can see we've already gained on Emma pretty well, and getting a good exit here puts us pretty much right on Emma's tail. And as we go through the first sequence of corners, we get really, really close, and I can already tell I've got a lot of speed to use, so the space opens up on the inside and we take that. But we don't get away from Emma, and through Luna we keep a wide line here because we're leaving each other space, and that allows Emma straight back through. But knowing what we know about the car already, I was confident that we could get back on Emma's tail, and that's exactly what we do here. And I give her a bit of a wave and a signal to say, I've got a lot of straight line speed, let's go together. And so I try and get my foot down here, and the cornering of the kart wasn't brilliant, but straight line was really good. But again, we go a bit wide here. I think Emma was on the inside and I took a wider line, and she gets straight back through again. So we don't manage to hold first place, but again, we're right on Emma's tail. We're putting her in awkward positions so that she can't take the corner maybe like she would want to. But here I know that I don't have to force the issue. I'm not going to send any crazy moves and put Emma out or myself out, and I know that I've got the straight line speed to get past eventually. So the space opens up through Luna, and we get quite literally our head down. We want to try and capitalise on the straight line speed of the car, and that's exactly what we do here. Coming through the top bend, I haven't got Emma on my shoulder like we did have the last time, so we can pull a bit of a gap. We can take the final corner like we would really want to, and carry all that speed through, and that's what we do. So after just a couple of laps we make it into first place, and now the trick is going to be, can we keep it? Can we hold our speed? We know that we had Emma in close contention, but we've got a lot of good drivers around us. We had Lewis and Rich from the Wrong Direction team, but we've got Josh as well, who's a very good driver, so we knew we had some good people in and around us. The one thing I do know is that I've got a very quick kart in a straight line, so I'm trying to capitalise on that, particularly down the long back straight where I can really maximise that speed. And at the minute, the trick for me is just trying to keep clean, consistent laps, get our head down and try and pull a bit of a gap to the chasing pack. And now that we're getting into a bit of a rhythm, we're into lap 5 now, we can see we're doing pretty quick, consistent laps. But as you can see from the last lap, Josh put in an absolute stormer of a lap, and he's going to be catching Emma. So all we're focusing on is getting our head down, getting quick laps in, and through these sorts of corners I can have a look to my right and see how close people are in behind us. Fortunately for me, I can see that I've not got anybody right on my tail, so I can just take corners like I would want to, take the optimum racing line and try and maximise the kart's speed. So that's really all we're doing here. We're just trying to get good, quick, fast laps in, and I always find first place is a challenge because I seem to work best when I've got somebody to chase, and Tommy in the Ghost Kart gives us a bit of that for the last couple of corners. But I definitely find that I'm able to maximise my pace when I'm behind somebody, when I'm chasing, when I can see what lines that they're doing and try and tailor my own lines to kind of capitalise on those positions. But again, we can see we've got a lot of pace, head down for a bit of human DRS down the back straight, but still just trying to do clean, consistent laps. And once you get into a bit of free air, that really is the main objective for me whenever I get into the front. I know that there's quick karts behind us, and you can see from the kind of lap times that others around are doing that those guys are going to be battling, those guys are going to be close. And as it happens, Josh manages to get past Emma on that last lap. So he's a bit impeded, as is she, on the lap times, but overall, they're still putting in quick laps. As we get past the back marker, we want to make sure we're not losing any time to slower karts or back markers behind us, because we really can't afford to be drawn back into battles with good kart racers. So again, try and maximise the kart, get as much out of it as possible down that back straight, because that really is where we're going to be able to pull away from people with that top end speed that we have. And as we come into the pit straight again, we can see Simon on our left hand side giving us a thumbs up from Team Wrong Direction to tell me I'm doing a good job and that we're progressing well, so I can keep my head down and know that we're doing pretty well. You can see that that last lap I managed to pull a bit more of a gap away from Josh, so again I can have a look over to my right and see all round Luna Bend to see where those kind of closer karts might be, and again know that we've not really got anybody in close quarters, so we can just do our best to go quickly and be consistent. And I think that was really the key for this race. For me, was being consistent, obviously trying to work with Emma at the beginning, but once we knew we had that faster kart, we had to capitalise on it and get away down the straight. And again, we're kind of coming up towards the last couple of laps now, so the focus is on not making any mistakes. I don't need to push as hard, so I can just be clean and consistent and try and put fast laps in, but they don't have to be absolutely astonishing laps. I know that I'm quick, I know that we've got a good kart that is going to help us get out of trouble down the straight, so not making any mistakes is going to be critical, because I can't afford a spin or to go out wide and slow myself down, because even though we've done well and we've pulled a bit of a gap here, we're maybe 1 or 2 seconds is around about the gap at this point. I know that the guys behind are going to be just as quick as me. They're going to be putting in similar sorts of lap times, so I can't afford a spin or a skid out wide that would lose me a second or two, because they'll be right back on me. And now we head into this final lap, and you can see that Rich from Team Wrong Direction has made his way past Emma, and so there's going to be a close battle on there for finishing third, even though Rich is in the heavyweight category. And again, for me, I'm just trying to get my head down, try and keep the laps consistent, and trying to gauge how much time I've got left here. I kind of I'm never quite sure whether I've got 1 or 2 laps left, so I still have to push. But again, here we're just putting in really good clean laps, and that is always the key. So as we round this kind of final bend, we've kept our competition away, and as we head towards the line, we're going to finish this race in P1 and come over with the win. So really good race, really happy with how that progressed, and it was pretty good for Team Wrong Direction. So the guys behind, so Josh, Emma, then Rich and Lewis. So we've got to try and hope that we can keep this consistency for the next race. So tune in, like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you again really soon.